Fergus Ewing,
running officer, to ask the Scottish Government, in light of reports that gulls can cause serious human injury, whether it will direct Nature Scot to issue licences to control the birds and help prevent such injuries. And given the risk of injury, of serious injury and death, will the Minister now take the necessary action with the Section 11 order under the Natural Heritage Scotland Act 1991 before it is too late?
I'm kind of a fan of Fergus Ewing and his mother, Winnie Ewing. It passed away not so long ago, but I think he's lost the plot. I mean, what on earth are they playing at now, this lot in Holyrood, the nationalist? I mean, for goodness sake. Seagulls have habited the British Isles, and more concisely, the Scottish ports and shores and coastline for a millennia. And the bloody SNP want to kill the seagulls. And this beggars belief. Fergus Ewing was a victim of a swooping attack way back 20 plus years ago. I can recall something about it, and I had a quick search, and despite him telling us just today on that radio broadcast, a snippet from the Radio Nangel News, that seagulls can kill you. This is what he said back on the 16th of August 2002, as reported by BBC News Scotland. And I quote, Mr. Ewing said, "The seagulls will stop short of actually physically attacking a person, but they will swoop." So why has he changed his tune? Well, I'll tell you why he's changed his tune. He wants Nature Scot, the Quango, who are in charge of issuing licences, he wants them to issue thousands of more licences to kill off the seagulls that inhabit the harbour towns up and down the coast of Scotland. It's become a joke. I mean, councils can apply for a licence to kill seagulls. That's the remit the councils have, but individuals cannot. So if you had a seagull come down and stole a chip out your hand, you bought a fish supper at fish and chips at a chip shop on a coastal town, and a seagull dived down and nicked a chip. I say this because it's happened to me. You don't, nip and get a shotgun and bloody blast the bloody seagulls for doing that. It's all part of the fun and games of seagulls. Throw a handful of crisps into the air and the seagulls will catch them. And it's the same as pigeons that bloody mill around at your feet and pick up everything. Well, the seagulls just want a bit of play and a bit of food. And as for attacking people, the only way they will ever attack a human or threaten a human is if they feel threatened themselves. It's just a perfectly normal thing. Any animal would do likewise. If you try and hit a dog with a stick or something, it'll show its teeth, it'll snarl, and perhaps it might bite you. And so seagulls are no different. They're flying around, they might be protecting their young. And this is what brings me to this story. I mean, Nature Scot. I have covered the story about Nature Scot previously. There's an article in the Herald, the Glasgow Herald, it was called, and that was dated back in September 2023. And this was about this government agency called Nature Scot, who at that point in time had just been issued, a further licences to the amount of 47,000 different species of animals in Scotland, including birds, were going to be culled. and this included mountain hares as well as seagulls, and as well as robins and crows and peeweeps, lapwings, foxes, rabbits. In fact, anything, even robins. The list was absolutely horrendous, and this was on top of I think it was 187. It was 187 or 167,000 licenses which had already issued in the previous 5 years off that article in September 2023. I just said recently that the landscape is totally bereft of birds and mammals, wildlife in general, and no wonder. And then I've done a bit of a little search, and I discovered that Nature Scott had issued licenses to individuals to go and steal the eggs of seagulls' nests. And they've been doing this for a number of years. And this was to try and reduce the numbers of seagulls in the coastal districts. That's absolutely appalling. It's a criminal offence to kill a bird, but it's more than a criminal offence. It's morally incomprehensible. Morally reprehensible to kill a young bird, or at least to take the eggs from its mother. This is just appalling. Can you imagine that seagull who is sitting on its eggs waiting for its babies to hatch, and someone paid by the Scottish government under licence by the Scottish National Party through Nature Scott comes up and steals the eggs and breaks them, kills the birds. It's absolutely bloody awful. Now, I don't know anybody in my whole life that's been killed by a seagull. I mean, there might be instances where someone's maybe been knocked off a ladder because the seagull thinks it's getting near his nest, or there's been somebody's fallen off a bloody harbour into the water or something, with trying to get their chips back or something. But being serious, I mean, I don't know anyone, so what the hell's Fergus Ewing talking about? Especially when he says, previously, the seagulls will stop short of actually physically attacking a person, but they will swoop. And as I say, that's an online quote by the BBC News on the 16th of August 2002. So Mr. Ewing might have some explaining to do how he suddenly changed his mind on this matter. I think it's awful what's happened. And this Nature Scott, the very name implies that they're favourable for nature. What in fact they are is they're a death squad for all bird life and all mammals and all wildlife in Scotland. That's exactly what they are. They're a damn death squad. And there's no difference between what they're doing to all these poor animals and birds than what the Nazis done in the Second World War, in the 1930s and 40s. So leave the bloody seagulls alone, in my opinion. They're not doing any harm. And if there's a problem about the seagulls, we'll stop building houses next to where they inhabit. They've got every right to be there. Every right indeed.